Good afternoon, Jaguar Nation, students of Jefferson High School. Hope that your first few weeks here at Jefferson have started off well for you. You're keeping up with your studies and you're having an enjoyable time. Mr. Musil and I just wanted to connect with you after a few weeks about a few behaviors. Not that they're popping up too much, but just we wanted to reinforce a few things. We know that you went over handbooks and we went over school expectations in that first week, but we feel it's valuable to come in after a few weeks and just make sure everything is really crystal clear for you so that there's no confusions or questions later on. As always, this slideshow will take a few minutes, but if you've got any questions on these things included or anything else, you're always invited and welcome to find any of us in the hallways, your teachers in the classroom, shoot us an email if you've got any questions or concerns about any rules and how to follow them safely.
First thing we're going to address are hats and hoods, and we know you all know this, but we just want to restate that we're in the third week of school, and there aren't any hats or hoods allowed during school hours. Make sure that you have them all removed and your beautiful faces showing by 7:47, and then once first hour begins, those hats could be confiscated without warning. Repeat violation of any of these rules, you will have some further consequences, especially as we get the lunch detention rolling and other things.
By now, you've all seen and hopefully used our new common space and flex and flag hallway and some of the breakout spaces connected to it. It settled in nicely. There was a little bit of a learning curve about where you should stand during passing time, but hopefully people started to spread out and figure those things out. It's gone very, very well, so we are thankful for that. Just please remember, pick up your garbage, return furniture to where you found it. You're definitely welcome to move it during class times to collaborate with your colleagues, but we just ask that you put it back where you found it. Misuse of this area, whether it's being there when you shouldn't, damaging property, writing on the stuff, any kind of garbage are left behind, that will result in consequences, including loss of privileges for using that area. Just basically treat it respectfully, treat it like you treat your home. Hopefully you treat your home properly, but just use it nicely and we'll all be good. One thing, we've seen a little bit, please don't stand or walk on the furniture. We know that sometimes you want to do a shortcut. Just please don't walk on the furniture. It's brand new. Keep your feet on the ground. Another thing with some of our new painted walls, do not hang posters on the new walls. Use some cork boards that we are installing, use the cork strips, use the brick, but do not hang things on the painted walls. But by and large, just use the space, enjoy it. You already have. Hopefully, it's been a welcomed addition to Jefferson for you as well.
Another issue that we want to make sure is clear, please do not leave school without any permission. If you are feeling ill, always check out through the nurse. If you get called out by a parent for an appointment or something, please sign out at the attendance window. This also includes the seminar time or flex or lunchtime. Please make sure you do not leave without permission. There is no flexing out of any of that. Students are allowed to leave, however, for PSEO, and they have already signed forms. So you may think people are leaving without permission, but they actually are. We go through some steps to make sure all students are accounted for and kept safe during the school day. Students who leave without permission will be searched upon return, and they will also receive a phone call home to a parent about it. And then there will be additional consequences, of course, if the behavior continues.
Back by popular demand are tardy sweeps. I really do feel that most students get to class on time pretty consistently, but we just want to make sure that this piece is tight. So tardy sweeps will begin next week, and we will stop students in the halls if you are late to class and issue you a tardy sweep pass. So if caught, you're going to get a lunch detention. Serve that day. If it's after lunch, you will serve it the next day. But you will get a pass for lunch detention. Sweeps can happen any time of the day, sometimes multiple times, including first hour as you're coming into school, including any time throughout the day. But this again is one of those things where it's not an issue if you're in a class on time. If you get to class on time, you have nothing to worry about. And if you do get caught in a tardy sweep, sometimes you got to take your lumps.
So lunch detentions will resume Monday through Friday next week. Student can receive a detention for being tardy and for other reasons. Most of them will be low behavioral infractions. Hopefully, it'll be just a one-time incident. We'll have a little conversation, and then you'll serve your lunch detention, and it'll be all over. That's our hope. But you have to serve it on the day you get it, unless, of course, it's after lunch. Failure to serve that will result in some additional consequences, and we'd like to avoid that at all possible. So just know that if you get a lunch detention, you serve it that day. If you get it after lunch, then you serve it the following day.
New this year is the behavior team. No new staff, but we've kind of reoriented a few of our existing staff members into behavior team to assist in processing behaviors with students and families. This team will process all student behaviors, assign consequences, and work with the assistant principals with more serious things. So this team's not only in charge of student behavior and consequences, but they also do a lot of positive and proactive relationship building. So these three individuals might work with you when you are out of class or in trouble, but they also can be there to help you avoid getting in trouble or avoid behaviors that will not end well. So these three are not only people that will enforce some of our school rules, but they are also people that will help you have a positive experience here. Mr. Musil, who's on this video with us, he is in charge of the team, and then Q and Ms. Wetzel are the other two members. They all work very closely together. So if you get in trouble, you may see any one of those three, but they're great people.
Academic seminar, as you know, happens every Thursday during these block weeks, and if you get requested by a teacher, please report there. If you do not, you will be subject to some consequence, so please just know where you're supposed to go. And if you don't, come to the counseling office to find out where you are to be. Students not claimed by teachers are going to be either if you're a senior in the commons, if you're anybody else in the cafeteria. Seniors have been using it well, and so they'll continue to do so as long as there aren't any problems, and we don't anticipate any, so thank you for that, seniors. 9th through 12th graders are in the cafeteria. There's a sign for both areas. There's no leaving the building or leaving these areas during seminar. If you're going to use the bathroom, just check in with an adult as you go to that bathroom and return back to your spot.
We'd be remiss if we didn't talk a little bit about social media. I use it, ton of power to connect people, build community, have a positive experience together. But there are times when students veer into offensive, harassing, or inappropriate use. We just want to make something clear, with social media, that anytime social media postings create a disruption to the learning environment or it's harassing, intimidating in nature, that's just not acceptable. So even though you might do it on your own, you might do it on private accounts, or you might do it without targeting particular issues, as soon as it becomes an issue in school, we can and will intervene. Obviously, we are okay with you using social media, using it positively or amongst your friends, but as soon as it turns negative, as soon as it turns harassing, we will intervene.
Well, that's all we got. I hope you have enjoyed this, and as always, if you have any questions or any concerns, feel free to approach any one of us. So we know that you do the right thing here at Jefferson, and it will continue to be peaceful and enjoyable, and that's how we like it. So enjoy.
Thanks, Jefferson.